Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and you are looking at the chicken wings that I cooked last night. I had some friends over, and we watched Auburn win their game last night, and then we listened to some music. I had some surround sound put in, and boy does it sound good. Now, I didn't just cook chicken wings. I also I had some sausage that I cooked as well, and so it was as good as it looks here. Anyway, moving along. I needed to give one person. This guy made me laugh when I read this, so I got to give him his title that he asked for. This is Joseph L. Quilden at Loveman318. And he sent me a message, and he asked if I could name him the official. And I've laughed in the past about his Twitter handle here at Loveman318. And so he when he sent this to me, I just started laughing. So he wants to become the official ambassador of love for the Digital Asset Investor channel. So be it. It is done, Joseph. You are the official ambassador of love of the Digital Asset Investor channel. so if you can send me one that makes me laugh, I will definitely designate you. And many of you out there, you may think that that's silly. Well, that it's silly that I go over things like this sometimes, but guess what? You're just going to have to deal with it, because I like to laugh, and there's a lot of people that listen to this channel that like to have a laugh and talk about digital assets, and that is what we do here. Okay, next I saw this. This is a guy who's looks like he's a Georgetown law professor. So he was tweeting this out about the this is the Washington D.C. FinTech Week. The preliminary agenda for Washington D.C.'s FinTech Week, October 21st to 24th, is up. We'll be adding speakers and stick here for registration details coming soon. As with the last year, we will have a packed, path-breaking agenda. Now, what I wanted to do is make a point here. You have the people that are going to be on stage. You have the SEC chairman, the FDIC chairman, the FCA head of strategy, CEO Brad Garlinghouse, founder of Consensus, CFTC chairman, Director of Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. And I wanted to make one point to you all. Those silly little Bitcoin maximalists who love to tell you, who try to tell you that Ripple is a scam and XRP is a scam and all this stuff. This type of thing here really makes them look as stupid as they should look, because if you think for a minute that all these people are going to affiliate with a quote scam or whatever, you are out of your mind. It just defies logic. That's what blows my mind about all of these people on Twitter that try to talk about the company Ripple as if these Harvard graduates would be, oh yeah, they decided that they would just would now run a scam. They're at the point in their career that they just felt like they'd put together a scam and da. Yeah, whatever. So this is the type of Ripple that Jay Clayton, the SEC chairman, he just likes to hang out with people that are scammers, I guess, right? Anyway, silliness. Now, I told you all about this yesterday, but these guys deserve for me to tell you all about it again. So I'm going to tell you one more time to go watch. This is SPQR Media. These guys do great research. They put together this presentation where they show you all of the ways that Vanguard is involved with this whole thing that we've been talking about on this channel for a year and a half now. Ripple and how they're involved and connected through all these different companies. It's really amazing research they did. So follow them here on Twitter at SPQR Media 1, and then go and watch their video and give XR Boo Boo a subscribe. She's just went over 1K, I think. So go keep giving her a subscribe. She posted the I think it was a live stream of the event yesterday. So if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. Next, I saw this from Stephen Bull from the DIEP. And remember, he's a definite follow at DIEPSANH. Posts these short videos. In this one, he says companies partnering with coins.ph through XRapid gain access to nearly 30 banks. And this is just a short little 57 seconds worth watching if you haven't seen it yet. And this as well from IamLegion. Now, I want to say that I've seen this before, but I don't remember seeing it. And so I watched it. And in this, this is Chris Larson, of course. And then this is, why am I drawing a blank on his name right now? He's the guy that left Ripple to run Coil. And so, Stefan Thomas, I think that's right. Anyway, in this video, Chris Larson makes the comment that he believes that ILP, Interledger Protocol, when combined with XRP, is the killer formula. And so I thought that was great. So anyway, worth watching. It's only 34 seconds, but it's worth seeing if you haven't seen it yet. Mr. B XRP at XRP Mr. Sent me this. If we can get this pulled up. Like myself, I think every time that Mr. B sees anything with Christine Lagarde having to do with digital assets, he gets excited. This is from XRP Joker. Yesterday, let me see, I don't know if I follow this person. I do now. You are followed. Yesterday, Christine Lagarde speaks on her possible position at the ECB, also mentioning digital currency and innovation. This is huge. At the end of this video, she says we need to decide if central banks are going to be the originators of digital currencies in the future. Like soon, we need to decide that, which is interesting. Okay. Excuse me. I'm going to keep that one for a second. Okay, Chinu Patel, as he does, sent me several things that are really good. At Chinu Patel 29, give him a follow. The first thing's this from Crypto Sarah. Only 454,075 Bitcoin will be mined before the halving. Do you think that leaves enough for you? Think again. Cash App is buying 10% of it for their users. Grayscale is buying 20% of it for their investors. Scarcity is kicking in. Well, I would also mention how much is Backed going to be buying, and how much is Fidelity Digital Assets going to be buying? How much are companies that haven't even announced that they're coming into this space going to be buying? And there's only 21 million, and actually more like 15 when you factor in the people who have lost their private keys. So, very interesting times ahead of us, folks. There will be a day when you won't be able to get a Bitcoin. Write it down. Another attack on, this is from Tony Valentino, another attack on USD. For the first time ever, let me repeat that, for the first time ever, Russia will issue sovereign bonds denominated in yuan. For the first time ever, Russia will issue sovereign bonds denominated in yuan. Okay? If you're not scared already about the world economy, you should be. I've covered a lot of different things. If you're not scared enough, go watch the video I told you about yesterday where the guy is talking, the British guy is talking about all the things going on. Go to my video from yesterday, find that video, and go watch it. It will open your eyes. He spells out what we're primed for better than anything I've seen. Okay, next. Rhythm Trader, assets under management. BlackRock, 6.4 trillion. Vanguard, 5.3 trillion. Schwab, 3.3 trillion. JP Morgan, 2.1 trillion. State Street, 2.7 trillion. Fidelity, 2.5 trillion. Why is this bullish for Bitcoin? The majority of these investors don't have a single Satoshi in their portfolios, ... yet. Exactly, folks. If you can do it, I would tell anyone to at least own one Bitcoin, okay? That is a definite if you can do it. Okay, not because I love Bitcoin tech, folks. For those of you that have never heard me talk about this, I don't own Bitcoin because I believe Bitcoin has some great technology. It's not. It's a dinosaur already. But I think that a lot of people, it's the first thing they hear about, and I think the first wave is going to hit Bitcoin in a really good way. Okay, next from CS May, at CS May 144K. Now, I want to say a few things about this. This is a blog by Hodor. Now, if you don't follow his blogs, you need to. He's on Coil now. Okay, Hodor is probably the most prominent blogger in the XRP community. He's one of the most prominent people, period. You should go follow him on Twitter and then read his blogs whenever they come out. Of all the blogs he has written, this one right here, I think, intrigues me the most. Scenario, Ripple goes public. What does the future hold? Before I go into this, I wanted to mention a couple of things. I've been around for a while now, okay? And I've been in the Twitter XRP community and on YouTube, and I've read a lot and I've seen a lot, and I've come to believe that there's not a lot of coincidences. A lot of times when my gut immediately says something to me, and that was a snap of the finger. A lot of times when my gut immediately speaks to me, it's correct. A lot of things mean things. Well, what I want to tell you about Hodor, first of all, is I've commented back and forth to him on Twitter before. I don't even really remember, but I don't know Hodor and haven't ever talked to Hodor. But what I can tell you about the guy is a couple of things. The first one is he's a very intelligent guy. The second is he is the only person, maybe besides Tiffany Hayden, he's the only person that I've ever seen Ripple in the XRP community. You know, Ripple, they keep their distance from most people in the XRP community, and I understand why. They don't want it to ever be perceived, and I've said it several times on this channel. I've never met anybody from Ripple and don't know anybody from Ripple like that. I started my channel because I decided to start my channel because I could not believe that this company Ripple was doing the things they were doing. I had never seen anything like it in my life. And this Hodor guy, and the whole time I've been in this game, this guy is the only person I've ever, besides Tiffany Hayden, that I've ever seen Brad Garlinghouse himself really acknowledge, okay, that he pays attention and follows. And I don't have any evidence of this. I don't even know that. I'm not even saying that it's true, but I'm saying it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if Hodor had better connections than I've ever had. That wouldn't surprise me a bit. My point in telling you all of that is I don't think that this blog, and this is just my opinion, purely my opinion, I don't believe that this blog came out of just nowhere. I don't believe it. I don't believe this is just some random idea he decided to write a blog on. He could tell me that that's totally wrong, and probably is. I'm probably wrong about that. But my gut, that's the first thing my gut said to me when I read this, is that, whoa. I'll tell you exactly what my gut first said to me. My gut first said to me is that this looks to me like the early stages of beginning to get the XRP community comfortable with the idea of Ripple going public. That was the first thing my gut said, and that is all it is. And so I don't want Hodor to be mad at me. I don't want any of you to think I'm just telling you what my gut said to me. I could be totally wrong, and Hodor could tell me so, and he probably will. Who knows? I'm just telling you what I thought. Okay, that being said, it's a great blog entry that you all should, and even if I'm wrong there, by the way, I do believe that they will eventually, I used to think they wouldn't, but I do believe that they will eventually go public, because that's the natural order of things. I mean, I think Ripple is going to be one of the biggest things to come down the pipe since Facebook. I think it'll be bigger than Facebook. I think it is bigger than Facebook. But anyway, it's called Scenario Ripple Goes Public. And if you go through here, he covers he talks about why companies go public, and then he talks about what's an IPO, an initial public offering. I've talked about this type of thing before. And then he goes through like some examples. The main reason, for those of you that don't know, that a company goes public is to get capital. I've always said that I didn't think why go public, because it puts you under all this scrutiny and you have all these reporting requirements and all those different things. Why go public if you're already flush with cash? Well, one of the things that he's talking about in here that makes a lot of sense, that when I really think about it, and this is against the backdrop of what we've seen recently. Remember, Ripple announced that they're going to a few things here. Ripple announced that they're going to cut back on the sales of XRP. In conjunction with that, Brad Combs floated out his pre-allocation theory. And the more that I've really thought about this and talked to people and studied all this, there's not one part of me that doesn't believe that behind the scenes, at a minimum, the XRP is spoken for or earmarked for central banks, financial institutions around the world. Okay, and if we're right about that, if Brad Combs' pre-allocation theory is totally right, which I think it is, and that doesn't mean that Ripple is not going to have a ton of XRP still themselves, but you're never going to not have a need for more capital. And by the estimations I saw in here, he said that and it's an estimate, he says he thinks that through an IPO, Ripple could raise $5 billion. Now, and he gives some examples of some companies that have gone public here. But just think about all the things, and he outlines them. I'll go down here to where he outlines. Think about all of the things that Ripple, and the exposure and the free advertising and all the things that Ripple could get by going public. These are the things, and this is a great thing he did here. These are the things that Ripple's been able to do as a private company. Okay, this is the blockchain initiative, I believe, where different colleges are behind things, where Ripple is helping to fund colleges that want to get into digital assets. This is Spring, and then they've spent a lot of money on regulation, marketing, monetization, Interledger, XRP validators, business deals. Now, the point he's making here in red is, if they had an IPO, think about the resources that they would have, and they would also be able to alleviate the problem of having this microscope over them about selling XRP all the time. All of a sudden, that monkey's off your back. But anyway, I think this is a great article. I think that he makes some really good points, and I believe that the more I think about it, I believe that you could very easily see a Ripple IPO here in the next 1 to 3 or 4 years, probably 2 to 3 if I was betting, 2 to 3 years. But what's important to know is that doesn't mean anything for you as an XRP holder in terms of you're not going to make money off the IPO itself. But I think the real point, if you get one point out of this, the resources that they're going to have to increase the utility of XRP would be phenomenal. It'd be unbelievable. And I think if I get one main overall theme out of this, that's what I would say. Okay, but definitely go read that. Okay, definitely. BondCrypt, blockchain technology will most likely be standardized by 2021, according to American business and financial company Moody's. Okay, let me go back to this for 1 second. I want to say this one more time. My gut told me that I do not believe that this comes out of nowhere. Now, I could be 1,000% wrong, but that just keeps coming back to me. Okay, this is according to Moody's. I want to make 2 points about this. I just wanted to read this. This is from Moody's. Standardization of blockchain technology would make its benefits more accessible for securitizations. Standardizations would improve interoperability across systems and market participants, but also reduce counterparty concentration, operational and legal regulatory risks for transactions that use blockchain technology. Before I forget, I want to mention one thing that I was telling, actually, the digital asset investor's official neighbor was watching the game with me last night, and I was talking to him about this, and I want to tell you too. There are 2 things as investors in digital assets that I'm most excited about as we go forward. This is besides XRP. XRP is that's what I'm most excited about. But these 2 things are my next phase of what I'm going to be getting into and what I'm going to be really excited about. And this is what I'm going to really be studying and researching, and you should too. The first one is there's going to be the next Ripple. I'm interested in finding the next Ripple, because the way I see it is we found the first one. XRP is the greatest digital asset ever created. But there will, as we go down the road, there will be other opportunities that would be like the next Ripple. Right now, I see the next Ripple. This is what I think, okay? I think Hedera Hashgraph might be the next Ripple, okay? That's just me talking. We'll study that more. But the other thing that I'm looking at, that I'm more excited about in digital assets than anything, is the tokenization of assets. And I think that is what is going to provide you and your it's going to provide you more opportunities to make your family, to give your family a monetary situation that you never had. And that is the tokenization of assets. Imagine this scenario, and this is the example I used when I was talking to the digital asset investor's official neighbor last night. And that is tokenization of real estate. I grew up in real estate, and so that's the one I'm most excited about. Imagine a world where we can, because you invest in real estate, the best time to have invested in real estate would have been right in smack dab in the middle of the financial crisis when nobody was buying real estate. That's why guys like Warren Buffett, they always try to have lots of cash on the sidelines when they see a recession coming so that they can buy the deals. Now imagine a world where real estate is tokenized. Imagine a world where we can say, okay, where in the world is real estate in a recession right now? Let's say it was I'm just going to pick a random place. Let's say beachfront property in the UK is in a recession, and I can then, as an investor, go online and go and find tokenized real estate that I can buy into in that market, instead of doing what I would have to do now, which is studying the UK beachfront property market, getting on a plane to go look at actual real estate, being able to afford to buy that real estate or get a loan to buy it. That's what we have to do now. That's the world that we're entering into. That is what you should be very, very excited about. This video is getting too long, so I'm going to wrap it up here with 2 things. CZ Binance, yesterday, the Binance Futures testnet trading competition ended. The team is busy deploying the production environments now. Coming online soon, tomorrow-ish. Another productive weekend. Binance Futures, folks. And I'm going to end it here because King Solomon says it best. The biggest mistake many will make in crypto is not buying enough. Only my opinion. We're literally invested in a new asset class earlier than the majority of people on earth and are bitching about nickels and dime percentages. This is nothing. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that it is not just about Bitcoin or XRP. It's about the future one, the next Ripple, the Hedera hash graph, the tokenization of real estate that is going to open up investment opportunities that we've never had as just average people out there. Thank you for listening.